Sports Video Group is thrilled to be in Seattle at the 2025 SVG Esports Production Summit. We are at the remote broadcast center owned by Riot Games, and we're pleased to be joined with one of our event sponsors today, Canon. Paul McAniff joins us from there. They're showing off some cool stuff here at the show. How you doing, sir? Thanks for coming out.
I'm all right. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you guys are showing off a cool little PTZ setup here. Walk our audience through this. What's some of the things that you're showing off?
So we've got two of our PTZs here. We've got the CRN 300 and then the flagship, which is the CRN 700. And what we're showing off with both of them, aside from our IP1000 controller, which is a really fantastic controller that allows you to set everything up even if it's just out of the box, and you can control all the different parameters of all the different settings. But what we're really showing off here is the auto tracking application that we have, and these are applications that load directly onto the camera. So there is a free version that comes with the updated firmware on every one of them, but then there's also a paid version that allows for a lot more control parameters as far as how sensitive it's going to be and where you can block it from not focusing on things here because there might be an audience and you don't want it to get tripped up by people in the back of the audience with somebody just walking back and forth. So we've got this opened up. You can see it on the RCIP 1000 screen. You can pull up just images of multiple camera feeds or just the one, and then you can just touch control what it's going to focus on. So we're showing that, and then we're showing just a regular through an iPad how you would get the regular GUI interface, and you control the parameters.
Nice, cool. What's a bit of the target audience that you think this really appeals to?
This is actually, the PTZs have found themselves in a lot of different places. So in terms of sports, there's been a lot of colleges that have used them. They're getting used a lot for indoor college sports, basketball, volleyball, things like that. And then of course the outdoor ones, which we don't have any here. They have very significant weather ratings, and they're getting used all over the place. So they're getting used somewhat in Major League Baseball, definitely a lot in sports. Certainly for things like news weather coverage, the weather shots and things on tall buildings, they're getting installed in a lot of places there. Very
cool. So we're not too far removed from the NAB show. We weren't in Vegas that long ago.
I feel like I just got home.
You're
and
like,
I ended
don't
up here.
remind me. No.
Yeah.
You guys had a huge show. What were some of the big highlights for you coming out of that event?
Oh, the big highlight for us was definitely going to be the modification on the UJ122, that novel look lens, where we put an optical unit in what had been an empty space in the turret inside. So in the turret inside of the big box lenses, there's your 1x optical unit and then the 2x magnifier. There's a third spot in there that's remained empty and just had a counterweight in it since the 1.5 extender kind of went away. So now we have this optical unit that sort of mimics a shallow depth of field.
Oh, okay.
And
very cool.
That's one of the things that really does is, aside from mimicking that look, it allows you to focus really well, because you can be at a 1.7 or a 2.0 on a big box lens, and your operator isn't going to really have the best time trying to maintain focus with that razor thin depth of field. This allows them a lot more operating room. So you're still operating really wide open to achieve that shallowness, but then there's some different properties that make it kind of melt away, give it a little bit more of a bokeh kind of effect than you would get out of 2/3 typically, but it really allows them to have that kind of control for focusing so that they can do it when they're doing live sports that are moving quickly, things like baseball and football, a lot of replays, hero shots, things like that. So that got a big response.
Yeah, and that's become such a cool element to have in live broadcasts over the past handful of years. So,
it is, and the nice thing about this is it affords you the ability to keep a hard camera. As a regular 2/3, I can cover the entire game, and then I can just switch it in and out of this different kind of use point instead of building a big SMPTE chain and going, I'm going to use this 3 to 5 times for these particular hero shots if they're in the right place for this hard camera. So it gives you the best of both worlds.
That's huge. Paul, always a pleasure to see you
Likewise.
at this. Thanks a lot for taking the time and sharing your expertise.
Thank you.
All right, for more of everything going on here at the SVG Esports Production Summit, and to learn more about what Canon's been up to, head on over to our website at sportsvideo.org.